Welcome to the PhraseExpress version 16 beta test. As you can see, we try not to confuse you, so the user interface is almost the same. We slightly enhanced the ribbon, so we have a new ribbon control which looks smoother and has new high-res icons. And we now also have a full-blown dark mode. You can see also the icons will be updated, and this changes in real time without reboot. Experienced users may have noticed the new trigger system, which allows you to trigger phrases. From earlier versions, you know the auto text system. So you type in a shortcut, as defined here, and the phrase will be executed. But now you can add additional triggers, just like a second auto text, for example, or hotkeys, as you know them from earlier versions. But there are new types, like auto text based on regular expressions, which is very powerful. Or you can launch a phrase at a specific time. By the way, if you have many triggers, you can browse through them with the scroll bar here. To delete triggers, just click the minus button. Now let's try out the new trigger system. It's best to take a folder, and then we select clipboard. And you can enter regular expressions. They look cryptic, but they are very powerful. You can look up regular expressions on the web. This regular expression let PhraseExpress monitor the clipboard for any email address. Let's try this out. Here's a document with an email address, and I highlight the email address and copy it to the clipboard. PhraseExpress detects the email address in the clipboard and shows the folder famous quotes. And here you could add automations what to do with the email address. Now let's try the trigger window. In this example, I want PhraseExpress to show the time and date folder whenever the program WordPad is shown, with any window title. If I now open Windows and if the specific window is WordPad, the time and date folder will immediately pop up. And again, if I copy this email address, another folder will show up. The most significant change in PhraseExpress version 16, however, is literally under the hood. In earlier versions, your phrases and phrase folders have been stored in a single phrase file. This means whenever you change a single phrase out of tens of thousands of phrases, the entire phrase file has been written to the hard disk. And if you sync it through a cloud service, the file has to be passed back and forth to all users. We ripped out this engine out of PhraseExpress and implemented a wholly new system. For experts, we changed to a relational database, so only the actual changes are written to the disk. When you install the beta version, it will convert your existing local Windows phrase files into the new database format. But no worries, it just creates a copy of your data and you are able to return to your original data at any time later. Then you will get many new features. For example, you can highlight any phrase and restore earlier versions. You get a list of phrase changes. And if you click these green boxes, you see the changes in real time. You can browse through it and pick the desired one. You can also comment it. And you can discuss the change with other users. You can now also use the language feature, which was reserved to Microsoft's SQL Server users before. This is now available for standalone users too. So you can define a language. So the source is English. And now we create a new level, German. And you can now toggle between the languages. This is the original English version. And now we toggle to the German version. Of course, those are not automatically translated. You can either do this manually, as shown here, or you can use the built-in connection to the external DeepL translation service and select Translate. The source language is English and we want to translate into German. And for illustration purposes, we only choose the first level. Okay. And then you see that your phrases are translated. And you can switch between the languages with the press of a button. Those are the English one. These are the German phrases. Synchronization of phrases has also significantly changed in version 16. Instead of saving your phrase file to a central cloud sharing folder, you would create a central hub file, which acts as a marketplace where all users can down and upload their changes. and changes from others. Let's see how this is done. This is user John, and he wants to start sharing his phrases with others. So we select the phrase file node, and then we click File, Sync Phrase with Others. As we want to initiate the sharing, we select the first option. Then we define the central place where all users connect to send and receive changes to the central phrase file. In this example, we choose a network folder. And now PhraseExpress creates a copy of the local phrase file at the central place, and all other users can connect to it. Let's switch to another user. Here we have Claire, and Claire is currently using her own phrases. Now we also click File, Sync Phrases with Others, and Claire wants to join an existing phrase sharing team, so we select the second option. Then we look where the central phrase file is. It was in this network folder. Of course, it can also be any cloud synchronization service, such as Google Drive, OneDrive, Apple iCloud Drive, and so on. Even your self-hosted cloud can be used. And now this is very important. Claire is currently using her own phrases. When she joins sharing phrases with others, her own phrases will be replaced with the phrases of the team. But here's the option that she can import her own phrases into the central phrase file. So if she clicks yes, the shared phrases will be downloaded, and here you can find her own phrases, which are set so only she can see them. If she wants, she can open her folder and drag and drop phrases. Of course, she also needs to adjust the access rights. So everybody has access to it, or specific users. Of course, permission system also applies to this phrase file sharing. And now everybody can see the changes once she uploads it. And to sync the changes between the local phrase file and the central phrase file hub, you would need to click Send and Receive Updates. Now everything is in sync. Another new, often requested feature is that you can now sort individual folders separately. For example, we have this folder and select Sort. And you have the new option, Manual Positioning, which means PhraseExpress keeps the positions as you have arranged the phrases. So if you drag them with a mouse, it will keep the position regardless of the sorting algorithm. Alternatively, you can dynamic sort the phrases by description, by the date created, modified, or the last used, or the most often used phrases. Let's try description, and from Z to A. And sorting should work very fast now. Regarding performance, the new storage system has many performance benefits, but to be honest, in some places it's slower than the earlier system because it's more robust and reliable. So when you test it, please test everything phrase file related and intensively test cloud sharing. We would love to hear your feedback about that. Thank you.